In this video right now, I'm going to be talking about ways to attract affluent men to your life. Keep watching. Hey there, Adam Littlejohn here, the CEO and founder of lovestrategies.com, where we help successful single women get out there and attract long-lasting love and do it with a proven strategy. And this year, right now, this month, actually, June, that I'm shooting this video, marks the 10-year anniversary of Love Strategies. And it's pretty wild looking back on it. Over the past decade, we've had over 44,000 paying clients who have used our strategies to attract long-lasting love. It literally is mind-boggling that we've had this opportunity to work with these types of women. And the one thing that these 44,000 women all tend to have in common is that they tend to be affluent women. And they want to attract a guy who is on their level. They're successful, they're smart, they have their stuff together. And finding love is just kind of that one missing piece that they haven't quite figured out yet in their love life. So in this video right now, I'm going to be talking about ways to attract an affluent man, because you want to likely attract your equal. That's why you're here. So let's find that guy. Step number one is to just get comfortable socializing with affluent people. Now, look, if you think back to the Titanic, if you've ever watched that movie, there's two very starkly different types of people. There are the people who are in the upper decks, and then there are people in the lower decks. And obviously in the Titanic, you want to be partying downstairs with the people who are getting drunk, like all the Irishmen, and getting crazy in the Titanic and having a good time. And obviously Leonardo DiCaprio's down there as well, so you probably want to be down there. But then if you notice in the movie, there's this contrast when you're up on the upper decks and you are socializing with the more affluent people. It's a very different feel to it. It's a very different way of communicating. And that movie portrays it like you want to be down, you don't want to be up. But in real life, if you do want to attract an affluent man, we got to learn how to communicate and socialize with people of affluence. It really is a different style of communication. And by the way, I like both, honestly. I have some friends who are worth tens of millions of dollars. That's not a brag, that's just the truth. And then I have some friends who don't have any money and they like to go to dive bars and, just hang out and just shoot the shit with random people at bars. Both are actually very fun and very different. But if I was going to attract love, and if I was in your shoes, I wanted to attract an affluent man, then I would really surround myself and get comfortable socializing with people of high status. Be prepared to talk about current events. Be prepared to talk about what it is that you're reading right now. Be prepared to tell a story about something interesting you've done this past week. People of affluence tend to live very interesting lives. And in order to really be able to mesh with them, you got to be on their level and you got to show what's going on. You got to show that you have things going on in your life. I don't care if it's learning how to go play darts at a random local establishment or even a bar. You could talk about learning how to play darts in a very passionate and excited way. Now, obviously, that would not be the ideal thing that you can talk about as far as your conversational repertoire. Ideally, you're talking about golf, or you're talking about sailing, or you're talking about, in the extreme case, polo. I don't know. Is that what they do when they ride around on the horses and they knock things? I don't know. I'm getting all my, I don't know, affluent sports, but you get the point. If you want to be able to really connect with people who have their shit together, it's important to convey passion about your life, the things that you're doing. And that is really how you can kind of step up your game when you're meeting these types of people. Affluent men tend to be affluent because they are go-getters and they are successful. And these guys, just like you, want to meet their equal. So if you can, within the first 5 minutes or so, be able to convey that passion, that excitement, that is how you attract that type of man. Next, make him earn your affection. Let me ask you a question. What do you think most women do when they meet a man who is affluent? They give that guy all of their attention and affection right off the bat. So in thinking of this, I came up with a really fun term that I think is going to stick, and I call it the Quadruple A effect. And that is, anti-attention attracts affluence. Basically, if the guy hasn't earned your affection yet, in that he hasn't started talking to you, he hasn't asked you out, he hasn't been flirting with you, then don't shower him with your affection. That's going to come off as very low value, needy behavior. Let these guys come to you. Trust me, they'll be noticing if you're not giving these guys all of your attention, because these guys are going to be getting attention from every other woman in the place. So allow that space to exist. and let him have to work for your affection. Number 3 is to just realize your value that you have as a woman. Now, look, when it comes to value, men and women kind of do this a little bit differently. Men, when they want to show off that they have value, they do it by having high status in the room and really trying to show off that they have affluence and they have success. Whereas women, it's actually very different, and it's something that you can convey very quickly that you have value. It doesn't actually have anything to do with necessarily having money or even having status in the room. The way for you to convey your value is to believe wholeheartedly in your deepest part of your soul that you are a high value woman. It's kind of crazy how this works. Truly, the woman who walks into a room and is kind of lacking confidence and doesn't really believe in herself and doesn't feel like she fits in and doesn't feel like she actually deserves a great man and a great relationship, a woman's value is literally in the eye of the beholder. Don't allow these guys who are really high status or have lots of money, don't let these guys intimidate you. Because at the end of the day, if you can walk into a room and believe that you own that room, if you have what we call sexy confidence, you got that confidence, you got that swagger, that's really all that matters when it comes to attraction for a woman. And that's incredibly powerful because that's something you can change today, right now. Let's go to the next. Be unimpressed by his affluence. This is the big one. This is like the holy grail of the holy grail if you want to attract affluent men. Men try to earn status and try to earn money to impress women. And they do this either consciously or subconsciously. But the crazy thing is, once a guy gets that status or that money, they tend to spend the majority of their energy chasing after women who don't even value it. We're sick bastards in the head. Think of some of the wealthiest men in the world, the Jeff Bezos or even the Elon Musks and so on and so forth, all the billionaires. Do you think that they are going to be intrigued by the woman in the room who is super impressed by them? No, because everywhere they go, everyone's impressed by them. So instead, the woman in the room that is most intriguing to those types of men, and obviously any type of wealthy guy, are going to be the women who appear unimpressed by them, because that is so abnormal to them in their world that it's like, wait a second, why is she not interested in me? What's going on here? And I want to get to know her a little bit better. Be unimpressed by his affluence to build attraction. And do this not to play a game or anything like that or manipulate. Do it because you're really not impressed by his affluence. You're actually interested in getting to know the real him. If you genuinely don't care about his money or his accomplishments or all that stuff that led him to this place where he has affluence, you don't care about any of that stuff, you just care about getting to know the human being there, then he's going to find that massively attractive, because most people in his life, that's all they care about. They just care about the fact that he's done all these really impressive things or he's got all this money, and they kiss his ass everywhere he goes. So genuinely don't care, because ultimately it doesn't really get you anywhere in life. Having that type of money, like, it doesn't actually define the human being. And the final step is to just surround yourself with an affluent, supportive community. Because here's the problem. A lot of women who are very, very successful in their career and in life, just by nature of being in the top 1% of people out there, they don't have a lot of other affluent friends and other support systems that can really guide them in this area of their life. And so if you're finding that you don't really have that support system, you're looking for that, then that's the beauty of what we do here at Love Strategies. So head on over to lovestrategies.com. We have an entire support system of just affluent women, women who are on your level. Over 44,000 clients that we've worked with who have kind of walked the same path as you and want to have that incredibly affluent life and attract an affluent man, not just for his money at all, for his money, but for someone who is their equal. That is the key part of all of this. We want to find someone that you feel like is your equal. So head on over to lovestrategies.com. We can help you out there. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe and give it a like. And I'll speak to you, you beautiful lady, next week. Bye.